Max Verstappen just broke the silence. 65 laps. Fastest time of the day. Zero problems. And now, he's revealing something about the RB22. That changes everything. Because what looked like a clean test in Bahrain was actually a warning shot. And if you think Red Bull just showed their full pace, you're wrong. What Verstappen just exposed, no one was ready for. Not Ferrari. Not Mercedes. Not even the FIA. And the scariest part? This might only be the beginning. Subscribe now. Because what happens next could break the grid. This was not just another test day. This was a message. From the very first minute of running, Red Bull did something no other top team dared to do. They gave Max Verstappen the full day. Not just the morning. Not a few shakedown laps. The entire session. And that says everything. Because when a team lets one driver run from green light to checkered flag, it means one thing. They already know the car works. They are not guessing. They are not experimenting. They are confirming. 65 laps. 135.4. No red flags. No pit lane panic. No mechanical warnings. That's not just fast. That's controlled dominance. And Max? He wasn't even pushing. The RB22 looked calm, balanced, predictable. While other cars twitched under braking, fought for rear grip, or hesitated through the high-speed corners, the Red Bull floated. And that's not normal on day one. New cars are supposed to be unstable. Testing is supposed to be messy. But this looked like a race weekend. And here's where things start to twist. Because Red Bull didn't just go fast. They went fast while hiding their cards. Verstappen's push lap wasn't done in glory mode. It wasn't low fuel. It wasn't desperate. It was surgical. One lap. Perfectly timed. Just fast enough to sit on top. And then, back to data collection. That's not testing. That's a team already ahead, checking off boxes. And if that's what they're doing on day one, then the rest of the field is in serious trouble. Everyone's talking about Verstappen's time. But the real story is in the way he said it. Because that lap, that 135.4, was not a headline run. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't dramatic. It was casual. It came in the middle of a run that looked routine. And that's exactly what makes it terrifying. No fuel tricks. No engine mode magic. No desperate attempt to impress. Just grip, balance, precision. And here's what it tells us. The RB22 doesn't just have pace. It has coherence. In testing, most teams are chasing the car. They try one setup. It doesn't work. They make changes. Still unstable. More changes. Then they run out of time. But Red Bull? They rolled out of the garage, and the car just worked. From the very first lap. And that is unheard of. When the regulations have just reset. But it goes deeper. Because what we're seeing isn't just a fast car. It's a team with control. Control over temperature. Control over balance. Control over tire degradation. And most of all, control over timing. They knew exactly when to strike. As grip increased, as other teams struggled to link clean sectors, Red Bull made one move. One perfect lap. No one could touch it. Not Russell. Not Piastri. Not anyone. And then they backed off. Went straight back to long runs. Because the point wasn't to prove they were fastest. The point was to send a message. And that message landed. Hard. There is a rumor in the paddock. Quiet. Unconfirmed. But growing louder by the hour. That what Verstappen drove in Bahrain was not the final RB22. Not the real version. Just a base. A platform. A disguised machine. Already upgraded behind the scenes. Sources close to the technical teams say Red Bull pushed forward an early evolution package. Not because they had to, but because they could. Smart cooling systems. Redesigned floor edges. Reworked side pods. And here's the part that makes engineers nervous. It all fit perfectly. No adaptation phase. No aerodynamic imbalance. No overheating. Nothing broke. Nothing failed. Nothing needed to be recalibrated mid-session. Which brings us to the most dangerous question so far. If that was the updated car, what was the original plan? Because if Red Bull already has version 1.5 on track, and it's this composed, this clean, this fast, then version 2.0 could be unstoppable. And this is the trap. Other teams still think they're testing. Still think there's time to develop. But Red Bull is no longer in test mode. They are in execution mode. And that's exactly where you win the early season. Not in race one. Not in qualifying. In quiet laps, on empty circuits, when no one's watching. That's where titles begin. And if Verstappen just ran the first real simulation, of what this car can do, then everyone else is already behind. By days. By weeks. Maybe more. Red Bull is doing something they have never done before. This year, for the first time, they are running their own engine. No more Honda fallback. No manufacturer safety net. Just Red Bull powertrains, backed by Ford. And that's not a bold step. That's a leap into the unknown. Because in Formula 1, a fast car with a bad engine is a time bomb. But today, that bomb never ticked. Not once. Verstappen ran lap after lap, in high temperatures, on long stints, with full energy recovery systems active. And nothing happened. No cooling issues. No glitchy throttle response. No ERS warnings on the dash. Just silence. Clean power. Consistent delivery. And that might be the biggest shock of the day. Because the risk was real. Everyone expected a hiccup. A delayed run plan. A reliability scare. But there was nothing. Even Christian Horner sounded surprised. He said it would be arrogant to assume their engine would be the best out of the blocks. And he's right. But what if it's not about being the best? What if it's just good enough? And perfectly integrated into the rest of the car? Because that's all Red Bull needs. If their engine holds, and the chassis keeps delivering this level of balance, they will not need to win every race. They'll just need to never fail. And in a year where everyone is learning. New fuel mixes, new thermal windows, new active aero systems. Being the team that already understands its own engine might be the biggest advantage of all. But here's the twist. Verstappen didn't celebrate. He didn't exaggerate. He looked normal. Which might mean one thing. He knows they haven't even pushed it yet. This wasn't a test of limits. It was a systems check. And everything passed. Max didn't need to talk to the cameras. He didn't need to wave. He didn't need to explain. He just got in the car and delivered. From lap 1, you could feel it. There was no hesitation. No waiting to find the rhythm. No slow build-up. He clicked with the RB22 instantly. It was like the car was made for him. Because it was. And Red Bull knows it. They built this machine around one person's style, one person's feedback, one person's feel for grip, balance, and braking. Today, that bet paid off. Verstappen didn't need to wrestle the car. He didn't need to adapt. The car adapted to him. And that's something no simulator, no wind tunnel, no software update can replicate. That's chemistry. And when a champion feels that kind of connection, on day 1 of testing, the rest of the grid should be very, very worried. Because Max didn't just drive fast. He looked bored doing it. Composed. Focused. In control. Not a single overreaction. Not a single correction that looked forced. Just flow. The kind of flow that wins races. Before the lights even go out. Because here's the secret in Formula 1. The fastest driver is rarely the one pushing the hardest. It's the one who doesn't need to. And today, Verstappen looked like a driver who still has margin. He didn't show us everything. He didn't need to. Because what he wanted us to see was not speed. It was confidence. And when Max Verstappen is confident, he becomes something else entirely. Not just a threat. Not just a contender. A constant. And if he already feels at one with the RB22, then the championship fight might have already started. And no one else is on track yet. All day long, the RB22 ran like clockwork. Lap after lap. Flawless execution. A driver in total control. A car with no weak points. And yet, something felt off. Not because of what we saw, but because of what we didn't. No full push laps. No aggressive soft tire runs. No maximum engine deployment. Everything we witnessed looked restrained, measured, efficient, controlled. And in Formula 1, when a team has this much control this early, they're hiding something. There are already whispers across the paddock. Rumors of an unrevealed aero package. Speculation that Red Bull is holding back. A B-spec version of the RB22, with sharper upgrades, more aggressive downforce, and even tighter integration with their power unit. But here's the thing. They don't need it yet. What we saw in Bahrain was a car that doesn't flinch. A car that doesn't overheat, doesn't bounce, doesn't scare the driver. And that's the danger. Red Bull might already have a winning car, without even taking the risks. They've established a baseline that's cleaner, calmer, and more complete than anything else on the track. And if that baseline is already ahead, then any future upgrades won't be about catching up. They'll be about leaving everyone behind. That's the part no one's ready to admit. Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, they're still gathering answers, still debating setups, still unlocking basic balance. Red Bull? They're executing checklists. Quietly. Efficiently. And Verstappen? He's just warming up. So what did he really reveal today? Not just that the car is fast. Not just that the engine works. Not just that Red Bull is prepared. He revealed something far more powerful. That this team isn't reacting to the new era. They are controlling it. From lap 1. And if what we saw in Bahrain was only the beginning, then what comes next won't just shake up the field. It might break it.